Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Suzy Woo. So today I am going to do what I call a cold reading. I have somebody who agreed to let me do it in exchange for letting me share this on my YouTube channel. And I'm going to pull her chart up now. And I'm going to ask like at any time to kind of like confirm, or you could interrupt and say like, oh my God, that's me. Just to kind of like evidence the reading of the language of astrology and how gosh darn accurate it is. And that's why I love it so much. Okay, so you guys should be seeing this chart now, and I am going to jump right in. And so the very first thing that jumps out to me is that the planet Jupiter happens to be in the ninth house in its own sign of Sagittarius. So this is kind of like a tic-tac-toe, three in a row, where Jupiter really loves to dwell. And this is the sign of the teacher. And just about the only thing I do know about this person is she is a teacher. And so here it is. Jupiter is the teacher. It's in the house of mentors, teachers, gurus, and guides. And it's in the sign of Sagittarius. It's in its own rulership. And you are a career teacher, right?
Yes, yes, I am.
Awesome. Good. Okay. Now, the next thing we have is up here. This is what's called the midheaven. And this is 0 degrees. And then
Hmm.
that is the sign for Capricorn. And so what that means in Julie's chart, it means that she is here to be able to reach for like a management role, but there's going to be struggles in achieving it because it's a zero, because it's 0 degrees. It kind of means I'm all thumbs. It means I'm very amply qualified, but there's always this hole I got to fill in. Like, oh, somebody's going on maternity leave. Okay, I'll fill in. And it's accepting. It's kind of like a beautiful pay it forward energy, but at the same time, it's always a bridesmaid, never the bride. Okay, so can I ask, do you resonate with that?
Yeah, I do. I
Okay.
really do.
All right, next we've got up here this yellow guy. This is Mercury. And Mercury is the planet of communication. And so when you have Mercury up in the 10th house is our career, it's later in life successes. And to bring it down a notch, it's how we communicate. And so in Julie's chart, she must have structure in her communication. And in this instance, I would say a lesson plan. I think that's what it's called, a lesson
Yep.
plan.
Yeah.
And that's mandatory. And so because Capricorn, it's black or white. Like if you're going to go to the DMV or the IRS, you better have the exact documents or they're going to boot you out the door.
Yeah.
That's what Capricorn is. And so the 0 on Julie's midheaven means you've got the qualifications, but because we need you in this slightly lower capacity, you never make it to like the leader or administration or something. It's not administration, it's leadership. It's it's top dog. And so in Julie's next lifetime, most likely she will be the top dog. But
Of
here,
course.
Mercury, how Julie communicates, I'm going to follow the rules. It's black or it's white, and there's no in between. And so here is what I expect of you. Capricorn represents expectations. And so this is what my career expects of me. And then students, this is what I expect of you. And as long as you play within my guidelines, then you're going to be able to get through this and go to your next grade or whatever it is. And so another thing about Capricorn, I would never want to debate. In fact, now I'm going to jump to notice that Julie's sun is Capricorn. So her sun is right here, this red circle with the dot in the middle. So Julie is a Capricorn. And then we look to the health of that planet. So Jupiter in the 11th house. Oh, look what else is in her 11th house. Her destiny mark, this headphone looking thing. And so for Julie to graduate in this lifetime, she has to release not having the nurturing or potentially the leadership in her childhood. And she needs to be able to let herself play. Now, the sign of Leo, which is her past life, it's in Leo's natural house. Leo is naturally the ruler of the fifth house. So in her past life, it was very much about play and joy and freedom and frolic, which is not at all Capricorn energy. Capricorn is you're going to do it to the letter and there's no variations. And so in this lifetime, for her to graduate in this lifetime, she needs to let herself kind of stick out like a sore thumb. So what this means is I'm part of the system, but I see so many better ways to service more underserved populations. And because it's in the sign of Aquarius, this is going to speak to kids on the spectrum. And so Julie says, maybe, I'm going to ask for confirmation in a minute. Here's my lesson plan, my guidebook. This is how I have to teach. And it is cookie cutter. It says you cannot deviate from this lesson plan, except what Julie needs to do is say, okay, I hear you and I get it, but here's all of these kids and they don't fit into this broken system. And it's this old, staunch, black or white, but she has to learn how to break free of that system. And so it's not to overthrow the system, but to actually say, there's a better way. I'm knocking on the door. They're not listening to me. They got their finger in their ears and they're going, nope, it's my way or the highway. And this is the way that you have to do it. So I'm going to pause now and ask for your feedback just based on your response.
That's right. I am actually a special education teacher.
Hmm.
So that fits it really well. And that would be right.
I got goosebumps. Wonderful. Thank you. Good.
When you said on the spectrum, I'm like, I do deal with quite a few high functioning autistic students, and they're fun to deal with and they're fun to help and work with. So I enjoy it.
And they're not cookie cutter. They're because I'm kind of asking for your input since you are what do you call feet on the ground? Is that because this is the thing I really get on a soapbox about, and that is the younger people of today cannot possibly be painted with a broad stroke. Okay, every young person is not born with a label of being on the spectrum. It is a nest of energy that is Aquarius that they are born into. And so they will not be able to survive in an archaic system that is still teaching slaves built the pyramids. It is conceptual versus linear. Would you agree with that concept versus linear learning?
Yeah.
You're more of a feeler and feeling into your needs. I kind of feel like the Helen Keller story, right?
Yeah.
Because
that's true. I never thought of that.
Yeah. Very interesting. Because I work with a big range of different types of people. And I absolutely love like the non-standard, the non-standard. And now the fact that the sun, this is Julie and her vitality. So she is a hardwired Capricorn no matter what, but I'm talking about Aquarius energy. Her sun lives in the 11th house in the Aquarius. The 11th house is salt and pepper, it's seasonings. This is the natural house of Aquarius. And so even though she is a Capricorn, she's got seasonings of Aquarius to her, and she will never fit in a place that forces conformity. She's like, no, I represent these students. I understand their needs, and you're not paying attention to them. So I'm gonna kind of splinter off and do what I know is right because this is effective.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I knew I had some Aquarius traits in me being near the cusp. So that confirms it.
Yeah, well, guess what? Your moon is in Aquarius.
Wow.
So your sun is 27 degrees. So that's fully in. That's not cusp. But the moon is in Aquarius. And so the moon is our emotional template.
Okay.
And that is who we are at nighttime. Now, yours is in the house that is ruled by Pisces. Now, why this is difficult or challenging is because that means you have an invisible moon, and
Mm-hmm.
right next to that is Venus in Pisces, which is her exaltation. She loves to be in Pisces. And but what that is, it's a love of the divine. It's the love of things I can't put my hands on. It's the love of a rainbow. It's the love of the innocence of children. It's the love of knowing I'm part of a bigger energetic field. I'm part of. So this is it's belief systems and religions and higher power kinds of things. And so the love part is beautiful serenity, but the emotion is in Aquarius, which is more buzzy, and it's a non-touchy feely energy. And the moon in Aquarius is kind of cold and dry. Capricorn is kind of cold and dry as well. And so that means that when it comes to relationships, sometimes it's like, stop touching me. But then I have emotional needs too, which we're going to temporarily jump to the seventh house because in the seventh house, we've got some planets going on. Now, the ruler of Julie's seventh house is Libra. And so what that means is she's a giver.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes, I
that just
am.
softened you a whole bunch.
Yes.
And so to weave all that together, are your needs met? Do you have everything? Are we good? Can I get you anything? So very, very accommodating, even to very unusual requests. And why do I say that? Because the planet Uranus over here, this red guy, that's unusual. And so, but it's in Libra, and so advocacy. So now, okay, we talked about relationships for 2 seconds, but the advocacy I really feel speaks to like the population that you serve, the children
Yes.
that you teach, your education that you work with. And there is, and I just know this, but of course I'm going to ask for validation, is that the people, the children that you work with have an unremarkable love for you because you have dedication. Uh, I almost want to use the word loyalty, but it's stronger than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I will go up to bat for you. It's kind of like in your energy field. I know that they're not going to understand it this way, and maybe if I present it that way, and so it's an intuition that helps you to plug into their energetic understanding. And so you've got this beautiful ability to intuit how they perceive their information, and then you deliver it that way, and it hits home and it works. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It really does. You're right. You're hitting all the marks.
Beautiful. Good. Okay, now I'm going to come back to what I said was challenging because I kind of dropped off because I got all excited. So, the challenging thing about having an invisible moon and an invisible Venus is people do not respect my emotions and they don't respect me in a relationship. And I feel like the invisible one. And so you can get ghosted. There can be actually a passing away of relationship partners, that kind of a feeling. Like I thought this was so good. Was I over romanticizing this? Was I being like in fantasy land about this? And so that can jeopardize your self-concept. Like, was this real? Like, did that really just happen? And I don't understand because I gave all I had to give. And does that hit? Does that hit home?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's challenging. And so what Julie needs to do for herself is form healthy boundaries. And why am I circling around the seventh house? Because this seventh house in Libra says you first, me last. And
Yeah.
the mandatory thing is you've got to form and maintain healthy boundaries, which means you have to learn how to say no. You have to learn how to put your foot down. And this, you know what? I gave you all that I could give you. I'm out of stuff to give, and then see what the other party does. And then they might leave. So there could be abandonment issues. And then wait, okay, I found some more. Have this, have this. And that continues until one day Julie says, you know what? You can give a man a fish and feed him today, or you could teach him the skill and he can feed his family. And oh, I got goosebumps. And in doing that, then I also can have my own reserves of energy instead of depleting it to make sure everybody else feels safe and fed and all that kind of. It's this beautiful nurturing energy, but it compromises your own survival skills.
Yes. Yes, it does. It does. I have a difficult time with boundaries and setting my own boundaries. Um, I'm a huge giver, and once I give my all and I feel like I've given my all and I've done enough, then I'm just done. And I feel like I've done everything I can and I give up.
Yeah. And you're an Aries rising too. Now it's only 1 degree. So you don't have a lot of experience in this whole Aries energy, which is feisty, warrior-like. And that's going to lead you to sometimes short circuit and get pissed off.
Yes.
I think that's to your advantage to help you get mad. Because every now and then it's like, do you realize what you're asking of me? Like, what are you doing for yourself?
Right.
And then you've got the ruler of Aries, which is Mars, in your first house. And so that means I've got a lot of fight in me. It reminds me of that one song. This is my fight song, Take Back My Life song. That's you. Got
Yes.
goosebumps. So that should be a theme for you. And that you've had a fight for it because this thing that looks like a key, this is Chiron. And that is the
Mhm.
wounded healer. And in astrology, this is what actually got shut down on you when you were very young. The first house is my identity. And so it's this feisty, agitated, I want to make some noise. There'll be none of that. Stop making noise. Stop throwing things. You have a temper. Stop being moody. And what happens is you kind of clamp down and you shut down. And now I don't even know who I am because who I really am has been rejected and I'm not allowed to speak up and make noise. Okay, let me ask if you can relate to that.
I can completely relate to that when I was little. That's how it was. And I'm the youngest too.
Oh my, of how
So I
many?
had a lot of that when I was growing up.
How many were in your household?
I have two older sisters.
Ay, ay. God
Yes.
bless you.
Yes.
Okay. And then down here, this brown H, this is Saturn. And so a couple things here. One is The second house is our values, and it's also our self-worth, and it's our income. And now I find this really fascinating because Saturn is the ruling planet of Julie. She's a Capricorn, and so Saturn's real important to her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, her Saturn is at the very last degree of its sign, which means crisis. And so this can bring up crisis with my self-worth, with my income, and I also kind of not predict, but I'm feeling a little bit of getting entangled in gossip, which I really don't feel is your thing, but I feel people tried to drag you in, and like create rumors. And then also, this is the big, this is the big example. When somebody is born with Saturn in the second house, it means they didn't have a lot when they were like financially, they didn't have a lot when they were young. And it
No.
makes them feel I am more determined than ever to not die this way. I'm going to work really hard, says Saturn. I'm going to work really hard. And it's in the sign of Taurus, so that rules the throat and communication and my self-worth. And this also can be physical perception, body issues, feeling I don't like my body and being made to not like my body. So people talking about me
Yeah.
and giving me this horrible
Yeah.
self-image.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the critical degree, oh, another thing, Saturn's retrograde. Now, because it's at the critical degree retrograde, that could be a lot of times it means it's the unavailability of the father figure or a departure of some kind or the financial withdrawal of the paternal or it is usually the paternal figure. Um, if that's not too deep.
No, that's true. My parents divorced when I was 3, and then I still saw my dad like on weekends. And then when I was 25, my dad passed away.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
So yeah,
Okay.
and he was vice principal of my junior high school, and of my sisters and I'm the only one who's gone into education of
Oh
my
wow.
family. So, but I did it after he passed away.
Yeah, and you know that of course he continues in spirit. And
Yes.
was the first in the front row when you received your graduation cap. He's got big blue confetti, big blue, big blue squares of confetti is what
Yep.
I see, and a little bit of like metallic gold in his energy for you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he also had he's saying, are you open to a brief mediumship?
Sure.
Okay. He says he's got a little bit of either quacky or quirky sense of humor, and that he was the first in line to see you graduate, and he wants you to know he's exceptionally proud of you, and that it was a bit of a dicey upbringing, like rough, not dicey. I kind of see like these like dice shape ground, like terrain, rough terrain. So it was a little bit rough, and there were some struggles in those years, and he was going through some chronic things too in his life.
Yes. Yes, he was.
And but where he's at now, he wants you to know he reached the finish line, and that was some discussions he had with you personally about his own I got the goosebumps, he's here. About what his goals, his missions for himself, and what he hoped for you, and how he saw life and like the bigger picture. He wants you to
Yeah.
know mission accomplished. So I hope that has meaning for you.
Yeah, it does. It does.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate that.
welcome. Okay. So I think that's what do you call a eagle's perch, like a bird's eye little snippet. You definitely are allowed to ask questions.
Um, how am I in like relationships?
Okay, so the earlier part, when you don't learn your life lesson, you're going to get people who take advantage of you. When you learn to accept and love yourself and value yourself as you are now, currently, not a future version of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
then you will attract healthy, oh, I got even better, healthy, more balanced relationships. One of the things I say quite a bit is that so many people say, I need my other half to complete me. But when you say that, you are declaring
Yeah.
that you're a half person and that you
Right.
will attract other half people. So when you become your own best friend, and you can be alone and not be lonely and like keep yourself occupied and amused and be okay with yourself, you become whole and complete, and then you will attract somebody who is whole and complete, and those are the relationships that can last a lifetime. So what I'm
Okay.
going to do now is you have a grand trine and something, so that's going to be the blue lines. That means you have all planets represented in a particular element. And so we've got Earth, Earth. There's nothing in Virgo. So it's, what is it pointing to? Blue. Fire, fire, fire. So you have a grand trine and fire, but
What does that mean?
I'm still trying to pick it up here. This grand trine, let's see. Grand trine means you have all of one element represented. Here's fire, but your past life is fire. So I don't know that I agree with that one. So blue lines here, earth, that's air. So it's not that. That's fire, fire. I'm not sure. Let me see if it tells me. A grand trine, 300, I already know that. What is it though? It doesn't tell me which one it's seeing. I'm trying to figure it out on the spot without burning a lot of energy here. Okay, so your midheaven is Earth. This is Earth. There's nothing there. Air, air, and there's nothing there. Fire, but I guess it's your past life. So I'm still not buying it. It doesn't feel right. Anyways, yeah, this is using the nodes too. So I'm not gonna go that way because I don't agree with it. But what, so let's visit currently. So we're gonna go to current now. And this has me excited. Here, so this wheel here, this is Julie's cosmic fingerprint. It is her chart. It does not change. Why getting your chart read is so awesome is because it shows you your potential. It is not a life sentence. And so all the planets in your chart, and we also call the moon and the sun planets when we're doing an astrology reading. It helps you to understand whether you're living the low road potential of that planet or the high road potential. And so it's not static, it's living just like you are. And so now I'm going to add an outer wheel, which is going to represent where the planets are today. Well, look at this. So out in the outer wheel over here, we have Saturn conjunct. It's at the same degree as Julie's ascendant, 1 degree of Aries, with Neptune. So I have been mentioning for a while now that 1 degree Aries, 1 degree of Aries, really, 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 really important. And now for Julie's chart, it's super important because it's her ascendant degree. And so what happened is Venus went over it, came back, went over it again. Mercury went over it, came back, went over again. But now slower moving planets have gone over it. Saturn and Neptune together, well, they're both going to also go retrograde and go backwards. But what this means is that Julie is getting a self-renewal. This is God saying, know thyself. What do you stand for? What are you willing to tolerate and what are you not willing to tolerate? This is your litmus test of life. And so what that means is you're going to get a buffet showing up. And if it's for relationships, then it's going to be potential relationships. But you need to know just because it's showing up, it doesn't mean a yes. Like you don't want to eat everything in the buffet because you might have certain allergies. And you're going to get people who are beggars, and you're going to get, but all people who beg are not broke. And you're going to get people who want to take advantage of you. But in the mix, you're also going to get that wonderful, beautiful, perfect match. And it's being able to apply discernment so that you can trust yourself more and trust your intuition. And you want to make sure there's nothing, there's nothing hidden behind you. You don't got nothing going on behind your back, right? And you're like emotionally available, right? Like all of those check boxes that we need to make sure.
Yeah.
You're not like still married, right? Like all those things. And it's a really big deal, because there's a little bit more. Oh my God, are you getting activated? Okay, so these two planets coming over your first degree, they're each going to go retrograde. They're going to go back into this hidden house. But it's your spirit house. So this is sleep, dreams, prayers, and meditation. You may have been dreaming about your forever person. They might have been, I feel that they've been coming through in spirit in your dream time. That's what I'm understanding. And it's not a fantasy. Like this is real. Like if you can dream it, then you can manifest it. And so get very clear about the type of partner that you wish for, that you desire. They need to have this, this, and this. They need to not have that. It's better if you omit the nots. So let's say I don't want a short person. So you don't put that in your list. You say, I want a person that's between this and this height, or I want a tall person. Omit the negative words. Just use the ones that are I want them to have. Because spirit doesn't understand not. Okay. It's like, don't look over here. And of course you're going to look over there. So you want to not use the words don't and not. Okay. Anyway. So the big deal here, Aries is the identity. And so this is going to be, everything that was masked, suppressed, and shut down when you were little. None of that is around anymore. And you are an adult. And you don't owe any explanations to anybody. And so know thyself and be your weird, unusual, authentic, badass that you are. That's what this means. Because your Aquarius moon must be authentic and your Capricorn is badass. It just is, because Capricorn is the sea goat that goes to the top of the mountain, and I will not let nothing stand in the way of my long-term goals and accomplishments. You've got that going for you. Your North Node is the destiny mark. Holy moly, 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 moly. So that is this blue headphones up here in your 11th house. Look who's talking to it, Pluto. This is crazy. And so we use that word a lot. What this means is Pluto is starting to manifest that of my greatest desires. 11th house are friends in high places, my goals, my aspirations. It's vision board. And you put it out there and God is like, okay, order up. I'm getting ready. Are you ready? That's what you have going on. So you are getting to manifest results over the next, I'd say 8 to 12 months. This is huge, 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 huge. So what's going on right now? It's a very soft incubation in the egg before you peck, 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 like the little chicks, peck, 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 peck. And then God is like, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? And you have to know whether you're ready or not, because they're getting ready, or creator, whatever you label that, is getting ready to deliver the things that you are asking for. And so now I do see the word revise. And so you may wish to revise what it is that you're asking for, or update them to maybe some new new articulating bullet pointed list, which Capricorn
Mm-hmm.
is great. An outline, an outline. Here's capital I and little one, two, three, little a, little b,
Yeah.
little c. Do that, revise it, update it, because this is the one that really matters the most. What you are putting out now is going to start to manifest before you even can blink your eyes. Now, add to this the headphone in the outer wheel. So the outer wheel is current. The
Mm-hmm.
outer, this is 22 of Pisces. Your Venus is 2 of Pisces. Well, Venus is relationships, it's blessings.
Yeah.
And so, what we need for healing, this is dreaming your person and then they show up. This is nuts in the best of ways. And then you were born with Pluto in your relationship house. And it's in the sign of Libra, which it means it is opposite your ascendant. And so the furthest away from you and how you show up in the world, this is mirror other people. I see myself based on how others treat me. Well, now it's like when a dog gets out of the bath and they shake. And that's everyone else's opinion. And now it's like, you know what? I don't give AF about anyone else's opinion, because through all the shit that I've been through and the yucky behaviors that people have treated me with, I know what I'm not going to stand for anymore. And in doing so, that is helping to eliminate what I won't tolerate, which is helping to refine what I want. And now, with clear goals and clear intentions based on your whole life up until now, this is helping to open the clouds part, and there's the beautiful golden path ahead of you. I can't love this more. This is absolutely wonderful. Now, Pluto in the sky is in the sign of Aquarius for the next 19 years. Your destiny mark is in the sign of Aquarius. The sun is in Aquarius's house. This means God is shining on you. And your Pluto is in the seventh house in an air sign. So Pluto in Aquarius is air. So both of these are in air. That means the spoken word, the written word, but it's also your power. Pluto is your power. And with these two planets in a healthy conversation with one another, it means you're probably going to attract a friend in high places with a big checkbook. I kind of want to say, because 11th house is a wealth house. So you could be attracting somebody in a high position of power who wants to befriend and behold you, which is a great thing. We like that very much. And there was something else. Oh, this other thing here. Down here, the planet Uranus. So that's the ruler of your moon. Awkward, different, but authentic. In your second house of self-image, it's on top of your Saturn. And so what that is this unusual new understanding of me. This new understanding of like concepts, which are not linear, conceptual understanding, which is not linear, which then gives you, it clears the pathway for you to have synchronicity. I
Okay.
pray on this, I ask for this, I write it maybe with a new moon manifestation, and OMG, it shows up. Oh! So this is like manifesting way beyond 101. This is a lot of being roughhoused and mistreated and misguided to help you declare that's what I don't want, which now helps to form what I do want. And it is Creator is at the store buying all of the ingredients to make this amazing relationship for you. And that's why you've got to be very, very clear about it. This is indicating you're going to want somebody who's a little bit out there, who's not exactly a conformist, who I could talk about weird stuff with, and it's fun, and they see me as I am, and not as the world has tried to label me or smear me or anything like that. And then with the South Node, which is here in your sixth house, this is going to clear up for you as long as you've done the other stuff. Healthy self-perception, and I am worthy to give and receive a healthy, loving partner. Now, if you can accept that, then the South Node is going to start taking away your anxiety. And this also can be skin outbreaks. This could be particular allergies that seems to come out of nowhere, or outbreaks or anything like that. I'm hearing it also could be rosacea, if that's something that you may have dealt with, or eczema, any kind of skin things, or daily anxiety at all. You're very vested in your work and being of service, and you weren't of service in a past life. Your past life is here. That you worked with children in the past life, and you did have some kind of leadership. I kind of feel that you had something to do with I can't think of the name of it, like an orphanage. Like an orphanage. I feel this kind of like a savior, which like a spiritual, kind of like a Mother Teresa kind of feeling. I got goosebumps on my left arm. Okay, you saved babies, I hear. Okay, you also provided treatment to mothers, and then poor mothers, and then so this feels very nurse-like. But long, 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 like several lifetimes ago. And so it is in you to be of service, and to put yourself in a leadership role to help those who are underserved, those who are off the beaten path. And this is going to sweep away health issues and feeling unwelcome or unappreciated by coworkers, even like jealousy stuff. That's going to start to clear away as long as you are vested in yourself and saying, I do matter, and I'm going to treat myself better so that it shows the rest of the world how to treat me. So if I don't feel good about myself, I'm going to attract people that help me not feel good about myself. We don't want that. Instead, I value myself. I understand what I bring to the table, and it has value. That's enough. If you can just hitch into that, that's enough. You're at a turning point, like in big places, big places. And the other thing, this planet is going to get off of your Saturn. This is a big turning point, epiphany. Didn't see that coming, out of left field, in walks the right person, the right circumstance. It could be a raise. Oh, there could be somebody who's leaving up at the top who has like salary caps. They might be retiring, and you might be able to get a bonus, a raise. And I'm hearing increase in salary, and it's like there's been contractual obligations that have frozen and put a hold on that. That is now starting to thaw, and it's going to soften as well. In fact, it looks like your plan, your business plan or your lesson plan, they are going to start softening around the edges because there's more understanding, and also something about forgiveness in there, not on you. It has to do with understanding different populations and the needs of them, and there's got to be some variance in how those needs are addressed and met. This is all to your plus. It's all to your advantage.
Okay.
I feel you're getting some recognition, a bonus, something like that.
Yeah. I am. This summer, we're getting our bonus for special ed teachers.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. What did you say? You're getting bonus what?
For special education teachers in my district, we get a bonus under our contract for this summer and next summer.
Phenomenal. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Extremely well deserved in your chart. And it's clearing the path for more welcoming energy, it feels more all-encompassing energy, it feels like. So things are changing. Thank goodness, for the better, for the needs of those who have those needs. And then I so the answer is highly, highly favorable that you are manifesting a strong, healthy, powerful match to you. And so when you look in the mirror, know that you are manifesting that match and write your list out. And because they're already on the way. Like they're already on. Oh, I'm a wedding officiant too, if it ever comes to that. But
that would be nice.
It's big.
That would be very nice.
Yeah. It is a pretty nice potential. The past several years were defining years to help you realize what you don't want. So there might have been some pretty yucky spoilage, bad fruit, bad apple. I don't know if I even want to do this dating thing. That was because that happened because the South Node was going through your seventh house of other people. And so that's helping you to discard the type of people you don't want.
Okay.
You want somebody who is balanced, equal, who is accommodating and kind. A Libra that is not a narcissist, because the shadow of Libra is narcissism. And so that's going to be all of the ones that you don't want that seem kind on the surface, but then you realize that they're manipulating. And so now all of that's out of your system. Woohoo! And that was because you needed to work on yourself, your boundaries, your self-worth. And now, if you've done that work, this is going to be where things get a lot easier. And Jupiter, in fact, today, the sun is just about at the bottom of your chart. So these could be feeling like kind of dark and lonely days. That's about to turn in 4 days from now. And this is great because it's going to be joining with the planet Jupiter in your fourth house of home. And so this is going to be home, family, and roots, but positive, beneficial. There could even be inheritances coming in. There could be some kind of family foundation or what do you call that? A trust or something like that. An expansion of home, forgiveness to be had wherever applicable. This is going to be beautiful, expansive. This is what I want my home to look like. It's possible you might even relocate. This is where I want to live. This is what I want my home to look like. This is how I feel safe. So there might be home renovations. Maybe there's repainting and really bringing in your favorite colors and textures and things like that with design at home, and making it your sanctuary. And that also will help kind of like from a feng shui perspective, like having balance, like in your bedroom, like having two lamps that match, two end tables that match on either side of your bed. And that is actually going to prepare for this perfect partner also. So isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of that is crazy, but
yes,
it's probably going to work.
Are you open if I flip a card?
Sure.
So I think we'll just do the icing on the cake. Just flipping a card for Miss Julie today. And would you say that reading felt like you?
Yeah, it really did. It really did.
No broad strokes there, right?
No.
Okay, so I got a reverse Knight of Wands. So just a minute, and here it is the correct way, and it was upside down. And so this has to do with yourself, and this is I mentioned Saturn and Neptune being in Aries right on your ascendant. This is when I don't feel good about myself, it takes the wind out of my sails, and then I'm blind to what is actually God is putting there for me. That is now shifting. It's off the table. It's done. And so it's kind of everything we already talked about that just showed up in a card. That is a fiery, action-oriented card that is like, oh, I know I'm all that, but oh, and so it could be a little bit of depression, a little bit of isolation, but it's throwing that out and saying, you know what? I do bring a lot to the table. I do matter. I'm smart. And you've got to really think about all of the things that are so wonderful about you and not dismiss them. You've earned your rank, you've earned your keep, and you do not want to lower your standards for the first person that gives you attention. You want this one is worth waiting for, and they're getting to come in on a horse that will see you for who you are. And then I almost feel like a match made in heaven.
Okay.
So
Cool.
your big theme is self-worth, self-love, self-compassion, self-acceptance. And as long as you can embody and embrace all of that, everything else is going to start to be a walk in the park.
Okay. All right. Cool.
All right. Beautiful. Yay. Thank you. Thank you for letting me share your chart and this nice
Thank
little
you for doing my chart. I really appreciate it and going in depth and everything like that. It really helped out a lot.
Awesome. It's going to be a great year, a great next 12 months for you. I'm very excited for you.
Good. Good. Thank you so much, Suzy.
All right. You got it.